So, life update. So much has occurred since I posted my last video. So much has occurred. From saying that I was going apartment slash townhouse shopping. I was looking at buying a townhouse in Houston, or renting an apartment in Houston, transitioning, trucking, career, relationships. Just so much has occurred since my last video. We are still in the month of September, and the month of September feels as though it came in with a bang. So stay tuned, and I give you all a life update on where I'm at now. So currently I have experienced an injury, a non-work related injury. I was off work playing basketball with the fellas, and you guys, I tore my Achilles heel. Wow. So this happened while I was in Houston, meeting with the real estate agent, looking at properties. Looking at apartments, and later on in that weekend, on a Friday night, we decided, my friends and I, Ray and Matt, that we were going to go to a 24-hour fitness. We played some basketball, literally in a pickup game. I was playing with my New Balance on, and it was really an outdoor running shoe, and the grip, I think, caught the pavement of the ground, and all I heard was a loud popping sound, and I was disoriented for about at least good 10 seconds. I was just out of it. I got out of the game, and then the game ended, and I told the guys, like, yo, it's something serious here. So Ray said, well, they have a emergency right up the street. So we went to the emergency. I realized, like, yeah, they did some x-rays. They kept me for most of the night. They wrapped my feet really well, and I realized that I had either partially or torn my Achilles. And as a result, I was supposed to start work the following Monday. Monday came. I had to alert my job that I won't be able to continue because of my Achilles injury. Currently, I have a boot on my foot. Tomorrow, I have to go back to the orthopedic. So just like that, you guys, my trucking career was put on hold. In the blink of an eye, all of the plans that I was making, everything that I wanted to do, buying a crib, doing certain things, just put on hold. But in a way, that's a blessing in disguise, I think, because luckily I have disability insurance, so I'll be okay. But it still sucks not being able to make as much money as I was making trucking. But at the same time, I was having my own personal issues and struggles while on the road. It's raining. I got my paperwork. The goal for this month is to make it home safely. I don't take that lightly. And my personal goal is to stack 3,200 this month. And so it's unfortunate. This is I'm about 2 weeks in to all of this taking place. So it sucks in a way because I was really needing the job to purchase the property, and then the job, when I spoke to them, they said that they could give me a personal leave of absence for 3 weeks. They can give me an additional 40 days to get back right. But if I don't come back in the next 50 days, or basically 2 months, then my co-driver, Big Rob, and me, we would be terminated. And it's just one of those things where you got two options: is either you work or you're terminated, right? And so it's not a huge window for me to get back to 100%, and I wouldn't want to go back to work if I'm not 100%. And the thing is, um, a lot of truckers are overweight. A lot of truckers are not where they need to be. And for me, I try to remain active when I'm not trucking. I go to the gym. I have a treadmill right here. I really work on working out when I'm not trucking. Nothing could beat a healthy diet, plenty of water, and exercise. And unfortunately, in trucking, it's difficult to do that every single day, especially OTR and team driving. So when I had the free time, I was off for the whole week last week, or the previous week, due to having needing to get some work done. And so it happened when I was really looking at building my new life and all of the things that I wanted to do. Baño, baño es hermosa, muy bonita, sí.
Tengo que hacer la instalación de aquí a aquí. Mucha agua caliente. Aquí no luz.
Okay.
Se me luce que no se
Y necesita electricidad. Oh, aquí.
No sé si será el bombillo, debe ser el bombillo, no sé. Llega la habitación.
Okay. ¿Otro baño?
No.
And so it sucked. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I'm not no drugs or anything like that in my system. And so basketball was really the safer choice. I thought like going exercise with the guys was like, okay, yeah, we could do that. One of the friends was like, hey man, we could just go grab some drinks. And I'm not anti-drinking or anything like that, but I was like, I'm abstaining from alcohol. I definitely don't want to have a hangover the following day and be groggy and stuff, especially when I have these business appointments looking at properties and stuff. So I was thinking, man, you know what? Let's just go play some sports. Play some sports. I ended up tearing my Achilles. I was like, man, I should have just went drinking with the guys. I probably would have been better. So that's where I've been at. And it took me a few days to adjust to the reality that I am going to be off. At first I felt guilty because I'm like, man, I want to go out and make this income. The last 3 years, 2024, 2023, 2022, I've been out there trucking, making moves, earning my keep. So from 27, 28, 29, and then turning 30, I've been out here trucking. So it's been a journey. And unfortunately, my co-driver Rob. So it's unfortunate that my co-driver is put in a situation where, you guys, this might be the end of the road for us. I don't think if I'm unable to get back in those 50 days that Rob and I would be teaming anymore, because he has to go with a company, and I'm looking to do something, and Rob has been my brother in the struggle. I would have not made it as far as I've made it trucking without my co-driver, Robert. So special thank you to you. It sucks that this situation is the way it is. You're always going to be a good friend to me. Hope I've been a great friend to you. And you know, we taught each other so much on the road. It was incredible the last 2.5 years. Whenever there was a problem or even just a pastime, we always could lean on each other. We did drive-in, we did doubles, hazmat together. We drove all over the country multiple times. Um, the southeast, the northeast, the Midwest, the West. Rob and I would say together have driven. We worked for 3 companies, and we have driven together 1,000,000 miles for sure together. And I would probably say about 500K a piece, rolling out there earning our keep. So we put a lot of miles on the pavement together. We learned a lot together, and I would have not made it as far as I've made it without him. So a special thank you to him. But my good partner and friend Rob, this video goes out to you because you are the definition of resilient, consistent, and true blue. Him and I were having conversations recently about everything, and in previous videos I talked about that while I was on the road, Rob experienced the death of his uncle. I experienced the death of my older brother, and I went through a divorce while I was trucking. The divorce was already taking place, but I went through all of the emotions and everything while I was out there on the road. It's just a lot that took place. I think that before and after the experience, I'm not even the same person. It definitely has given me a lot more confidence. It financially changed my lifestyle. It enabled me to do things that I wasn't previously able to do. But then also on the other end, in order to get something, you have to give something up. So I spent a lot of time away from home, a lot of time away from my son, a lot of time away from friends and family. And when I did have free time, I focused on spending it with the people that I care most about. But it seems as though in trucking, I was more so, especially OTR, I was more so visiting home instead of living at home. Now, where we're at currently is I'm encouraging Rob to relocate to a bigger city like Dallas. That's his favorite city. And I want to relocate to Houston, where if he wants to stay in trucking, he can get a local job. He could go home to his beautiful wife. We don't have to do the OTR thing anymore. When we first started coming from Louisiana, it was no major companies wanted to hire us. We kind of had to do the jobs that nobody else wanted to do. But I'm so grateful for that experience because, you know, the hard times and the struggles that we went through, it made us tougher. It made us stronger. We learned how to do things. I mean, coming from the South, especially Louisiana, where we don't get a lot of snow, you know, we had to learn how to chain up, how to maneuver through the snow in places like Colorado, strong winds in states like Wyoming, 60-mile-per-hour winds, how to maneuver doubles, how to break them apart, put them together. We learned how to maneuver through the hazmats. So much we learned out there on the road. I have all of my endorsements. Rob have all of his endorsements. We haven't did flatbed or tanker yet, but I imagine it wouldn't be that difficult, honestly. But we taught each other so much, and it sucks because I have been feeling anxiety with doing the OTR thing after doing it for 2.5 years straight, never missing work, never calling off from work, working through codes or runny nose and stuff like that. My work ethic is impeccable. I know this for certain. 70-hour weeks for 2.5 years straight, and I think that that's probably one of the reasons I ended up suffering this injury is because I pushed my body to such a point to where my body said enough. Like I can't do it anymore, right? You need a break. You know, we will only come home for the 34-hour recess or when we had a week or so off. Those are the only off days, and it's a lot trying to fix your life in those 34 hours. Trying to go to the dentist, doctor's appointments, and a lot of times it would be on Sundays when we would be off, so everything's closed on Sunday, and then you get used to getting paid, you get used to the payments and stuff like that, so you don't want to stop working, and it's a lot, and it really teaches a person to prioritize what's important. Why are you doing what you're doing, and in any job, in any career. But I had a goal, and my goal when I started trucking was to do it. My goal was to give it my best, to learn how to drive a CMV and to get my experience, because I was always on the outside looking in and I always wanted to do it. And now that I have done it and I have a plethora of experience, you guys, like I know it is like driving in so many stories I could get into, right? Driving through New Jersey, North Bergen, almost in New York. Rob's first journey with his other co-driver, they sent him straight into New York, to Queens, I believe. You guys, you can't imagine what it's like driving a CMV. First of all, being from another region, but driving a commercial vehicle in areas like that where you're not even used to driving normally. So that's just outrageous in itself. Los Angeles, Oregon, Montana. I've seen some of the most beautiful places in the country: Chicago, Dallas, Houston. But I think that the last 3 months, a lot went left. So currently on the route going from Dallas to Pennsylvania. A lot of moving parts. This morning, I checked myself out of the hotel because I thought that I had to go to work for tonight, but then I'm still under a reset, so it got extended until tomorrow morning. So I checked myself back into the hotel. I really needed some time outside of the truck, and I felt a lot of anxiety because my co-driver had some stuff going on in his personal life. We're back OTR. This was our first week OTR. My family back home, they had been going through some stuff, so it was just crazy. And this morning was one of the times when I woke up, I really felt like, man, I need a break from trucking. I remember about 4 or 5 months ago, I felt like that, like, man, trucking is cool. It's not the job itself. To me, the job is easy, for the most part. It's not too difficult. That's not why I want to give it up. But I think about all of the things that I could be doing outside of trucking. We couldn't get things right, and it was like things that were out of our control. So we had our vehicle breakdown. We got routed during Hurricane Burrow to Houston, and we're telling the people on the phone, like, man, whoop, it's a hurricane, and we didn't want to refuse the load, so that didn't go well because it was a hurricane. We got stuck out there. All electricity was out in the city. It was a mess. The vehicle ended up needing some repairs. It already needed repairs, but we ended up needing some repairs on the vehicle. Then they ended up getting us a new vehicle. Then once we got the brand new vehicle, after that, this ended up happening. And it was a lot. We got taken off our route, our local route that we were on. It was a guaranteed minimum. We was making at the time $2,000 a week after taxes, basically. And so, but it was $2,400 a piece, right, to do the weekly route, which wasn't a bad route, but it takes a lot out of you because you're pushing yourself to such a limit, and you got to be on go for 6 days out of the week. And we end up being in a situation where when our vehicle broke down, they just gave that route to someone else. Then when we got the new vehicle, they end up manufacturing us a route that was similar, but really we wasn't going to get the weekly minimum. But our drive manager, shout out to you, he did his best to accommodate us because we were a great team. And so those three things, with the vehicle breaking down, being taken off our route, getting a new vehicle, getting back on a similar route with pulling the same type of stuff but not making as much. Then after that, the Achilles situation happening, I really looked at it like 1, 2, 3. Like, so much was happening to where I think that it was the universe, and I believe in the universe, you guys. I think that the universe was pushing me in a different direction. Yeah, man. So this big Rob, he don't always make it to the channel videos because I guess I like the camera a lot, or he be busy. But this big Rob, he just finished his shift, and we about to take it down to Dallas. We in Goodsville, Tennessee. I believe that's how you pronounce it. But we in Tennessee. It's foggy out, so of course I'm gonna be careful. But you know, little slight work. Spent a lot of time out here in Tennessee. Used to work for a company out here in Tennessee also, so I'm not gonna say that I'm not familiar with the terrain or anything like that. But yeah. So just wanted y'all to say what's up to Big Rob. What's up, y'all? King B. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Good Lord, bless you. Hey, I appreciate y'all, my family. There you go, B. Now, what you got? Hey, y'all, what you got to B, Dot? Well, that's what I'm talking about. Hold up. Okay. Dropping the stars, nigga. Hold on, B, Dot. Hold up. Okay. Hey.
Wait, look at what he said.
Look.
Look at that star on there.
Hey. Y'all be clean with this. Yo, so we about to get our first doubles.
Wow.
How it feel?
Hey, it feel good.
You nervous?
Hell nah, I ain't never nervous. I'm more nervous about these stars in that trailer.
Yeah, we behind enemy lines.
Oh, yeah.
Right now. We deep in 49ers territory. We in Sacramento. But I'm gonna show you what it do with this. Stay tuned. And also I would talk to Rob and I would tell him that I was actually planning my exit strategy out of trucking. Like I was looking at going local since we had the experience. I was tired of being OTR. I was struggling not being able to get any free time to myself. And with so much taking place, I started looking at, okay, what do I want out the game? So I bought a crib overseas, okay? Then after I bought the crib overseas, I was looking at buying a townhouse here. I was like, man, once I get my crib straight, like I'm trying to set something up where I won't have to be going 6 days out the week. And I was encouraging him to do the same. So we went through a lot. And also he's an amazing guy. Like this guy, work ethic is supreme. Always usually upbeat and optimistic. I mean, I think that when you have somebody that could balance you out on the road, it's a gift. Rob and I, honestly, I could really say this. Rob and I never had any arguments while we were trucking. It was never like any chatter back and forth, you know. I always respected his space. He respected my space. We respected each other's viewpoints. We viewed things differently on certain things. And, we got along really well. It was never any beef between him and I. And we stuck together through the struggle. And it was a lot that occurred while we were trucking in his life and my life, that it worked out for us. I'm glad that we met each other. And when you first start trucking, you're up against a lot because you don't know how to drive. You're at risk for the insurance companies that the company used to carry you because they don't know if you're going to go out there and wreck. So you might not get hired. A lot of guys want to go local when they first get in the trucking game, but they don't know how to drive. They don't have the experience. So you're up against a lot. You're kind of forced to go OTR. A lot of companies would say 0 to 6 months, but I would probably say I don't think 6 months is enough time to go local, in my opinion, right? Because when you're OTR, you get used to driving to different metropolitan cities, different cities, turning corners, learning how to maneuver through these cities. And I think if you start off local, you could literally hit somebody's vehicle. You know what I mean? Because it's more congested, right? So I understand why they do that. But we made it to that point now. So if I do get back into trucking, or if my friend gets back into trucking, which I'm sure he will, I would encourage him to go local. And the same with me. If I get back in it, I need a job where I could come home. I'm willing to make a little bit less if I'm able to come home daily, because it's nothing like home time. I mean, I've been a nomad for 3 years essentially, since 2021. I've been a nomad. Like, it's kind of time to just get my foot in again. And being home has really taught me, like, damn, like, this is what I was missing. Now, I love traveling. Traveling is one of my favorite things to do, but it's a difference between traveling and getting paid to be at appointment times and missing sleep, not necessarily eating the healthiest things or not getting enough rest. And it's a lot, but we made that sacrifice and it made us stronger. So this story is to be continued, and I just wanted to update you guys on where I'm at in my life and what's going on. Thanks for listening. Peace.